Hello, I need to make sure I'm streaming on the platforms that I want to be streaming on. So just give me a second. Um, give people some time to chime in. Okay, it says I'm live, and I need to switch. Okay, so I wanted to do, and I'm just doing some stuff while I'm talking here, so I'm a little bit distracted, but I wanted to jump on here really quickly because I know it's been about a month since I announced that I'm going to be starting a new podcast. And so I wanted to come on here again to let you guys know. You're probably like, hey, where's the podcast? Time is passing, And so I want to come on here and let you know that the date has been set. And so I will be starting my podcast next Thursday, Thursday at 12 p.m. So it'll be weekly on Thursdays at 12 p.m. Um, and it's going to start next week. And so I'm really excited about it. The preparation stuff took me a little bit longer to get done than I expected. And I'm still actually not completely done because probably for the first week or two, I will not have my intro ready. But I'm going to try to get it done as soon as possible. So the prep work took a much longer than I expected because, I have business and kids and house and all this other stuff to do. So I've been squeezing it in and I finally got everything done enough to go ahead and get started next Thursday at 12 o'clock p.m. I'm going to start my first podcast and I'm going to go from there and try my best to get them be on every week. I know some people do like gaming platforms and stuff like that, and they are not consistent or they're consistent for a little bit and then they'll disappear for a little bit. I really don't like to do that. I want to, like, if people are following me and they're expecting something, I don't want them to be disappointed. So I'm going to do my absolute best to keep it be on every week so that we can keep it going. And I respect my fans and your time and your attention because I really appreciate it. And so yeah, it's going to be Thursdays at 12 p.m. And the platforms that it's going to be streaming on is Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The links for those platforms will be below. So if you want to go ahead and subscribe, like, and share those, I would really, really appreciate it. And then I'll also be visible. It won't be right away, but eventually my shows are going to start being on. You can find them on the Google Play Store, the Apple Store, through the Entertainment Theater app. I was using that app last time, so you will also be able to use the app again as well to watch me on your phones and things like that on the app. And actually, the Entertainment Theater app is also on the Roku as well, so then you can also watch it there. So yeah, so you can watch me on those platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, every Thursday at 12 p.m. Where I'm going to get started next week is my grand opening, so to speak, of November 17th for the podcast of Real Talk about life and relationships. Like, I'm super duper excited about it. And I said it on my last video that I talk about this stuff all the time with clients, with friends. I mean, I can get into these conversations in the grocery store, in the line with people if they're open for it, because I just talk about this stuff all the time. And so I really want to start. And people have been saying, you put this information out there and stuff like that. And I really just want to start putting some information out there, getting some feedback from people, and really just expanding my exposure so that I can really start helping some people outside of my immediate vicinity, because that's my passion. That's what I like to do. So we'll be talking about personal issues, personal development, personal growth, and then relationship stuff, because those are the two main foundations that you're living your life from. Like, there's everything else branches from there. And so I want to talk about those things and start giving people some insight and some tips, because a lot of times when we start having trouble outside of ourselves, we don't realize that it's coming from those foundational issues, which is your personal development and your relationship development. And so that's why I like to talk about those things, because once you can get some stuff into alignment in these areas in your life, it just naturally branches out into those other spaces. And so we're going to be talking about that stuff. And when I say real talk, I'm talking about real talk. I don't like to sugarcoat. I don't like to play games. I don't like to, you know, for lack of a better word, um, I don't want to say give it to you soft, but because I'm not rough about it, but I do like to get to the nitty gritty of stuff. And sometimes that's difficult for some people. But luckily, in a podcast setting, you're at home, you're, in your privacy, you're by yourself or in the privacy of your own home. And then you can kind of process these things on your own time, to decide if they apply to you, if it's something that you need to work on. And if you need some help working on those things, you can also always reach out to me for a free session. And so, um, and actually, in addition to that, I have a class starting next week as well, actually on November 17th also, but it's in the evening at 6 p.m. And that class is called Improving Personal Growth and Improving Relationships. It's a 3-session course. It starts, oh, well, that says November 14th. Let me double check. Yeah. Actually, I'm saying the wrong date. So my podcast and the class is on November 14th. Sorry, I said the 17th at first. And so, yeah, that starts next week as well. And again, I just go a little bit deeper into, the tools and stuff that we need to really start working on ourselves and our relationships, because these are the foundational things that are going to affect the rest of your life. They affect your life every day. And so yeah, I'll be going over some things in the podcast. But if you really want to deep dive and you want a free session with me, or you want to take one of my courses, you would not be disappointed. I've never had anybody go through any of my courses or anything and come back and say that that was a waste of money. More people say that this information needs to be known more, because people don't teach you about this stuff at school, and they're such a foundational things to life. It's kind of weird that they don't teach you about these things at school. They teach you math, they teach you reading, they teach you science, but they don't teach you anything about yourself, about being a human being and having relationships with people, which is, you have those even when you're in school, when you're a baby, when you're 2, when you're 3. So a lot of people always tell me they wish they would have learned this stuff in school. They wish they would learn this stuff in school. So if you want to know more about yourself and how to relate to other people better and healthier way, because relationships are a big part of your happiness and fulfillment in life, you can again sign up for my course that also starts next Thursday, Personal Growth and Improving Relationships. The registration link, it should be above this post or under this post, wherever platform you're looking at it on, and you can go ahead and register for that. The class is fairly cheap. It's only $60. It's 3 sessions, and the information in there is absolutely invaluable. And so, yeah, you can check me out there as well. And so, with that being said, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a promo video at the end of this broadcast, because again, I'm just letting everybody know that it's official. I'm ready to go. It starts next week on Thursday on the 14th. But I also wanted to talk a little bit about what I'm going to be talking about next week, which is the purpose of relationships. Again, these are foundational things that you might everybody has a narrative in their mind about how they see stuff, but a lot of times it's not in your conscious mind. So you're doing things and you're reacting certain ways and you're making certain choices, not realizing subconscious script that is playing in your mind, which is leading to you doing these things. And a lot of this points to people's idea about what relationships are for. Like, if you ask the average person, what do you think relationships are for? What do you think relationships are for? Most people don't know what relationships are for. And so I'm going to go into that next week and kind of explain what relationships are actually for, what their function is, and what we're supposed to do with our lives in terms of these relationships, and of course our own personal development. So it's going to be like an overview, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to refer back to these videos a lot of the time, because I'm going to be talking about other stuff. Then I'm going to say, if you go watch this video, it can kind of go into this topic in a little bit more depth. And so yeah, I'm really excited, and I really hope to kind of help some people where they are, because a lot of people need this information. They don't have access to it. And so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make this information more accessible to people in their regular everyday lives. So that's what I'm going to be talking about next week. I told you about my class. I'm just looking over here in my notes to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. My class that also starts on the 14th. If you want to have one free class for that, you can also do that as well. So you can get a feel what the class is about before you pay for it. And yeah, so my show is going to be Thursdays noon on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, also on the Google Play Store and the Apple Store and the Roku through the Entertainment Theater app. So if you have any questions or comments, or if you have any show topics that you're interested, would like for me to bring on and discuss, or if you're a coach or author yourself and you do things, your profession or your skill set is in these sort of topics as well, go ahead and reach out to me and we can see if we can collaborate on a interview. You can come on the show, we can discuss some things. And so yeah, I'm trying not to ramble, but I do feel like I'm rambling. So yeah, but that's about it. Thank you guys for your supports. Thank you for your patience, as I have not been doing anything for a while now, and I'm glad that you're still on board and interested in what I have to say. And make sure you tune in next week and share my platform and my content with anybody that you think it could be helpful to, that is interested in it, because my main agenda is to help people get through some of these very difficult things and have a better life and better relationships with other people. So with all of that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and play you my promo video that's going to talk about the upcoming show next week. And then I'll see you all next week. Make sure you tune in. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Have a good week and weekend. And I'll see you next week. Thank you so much. Bye.